Good afternoon, good evening and good morning, depending on where you're joining me from around the world. So I wanted to first start by thanking you again for taking the time to watch this, either live or on the replay. Thank you for honouring yourself and giving yourself that time away from the kids, away from just manic life that we have now with kids. First things first, we'll just take a few deep breaths together and just reconnect with ourselves, with our bodies. One more deep breath, really in. Doesn't that feel better? Just to center ourselves, just to ground ourselves, just a little bit, just to reconnect with our body, just for a few moments, forget about the stress of what's going on in our daily lives. So I want to know, have you thought about your gratitude list today? What are you grateful for today? Or perhaps over the weekend, it is Monday. So, I am grateful for Flint having his nap right now. His soul is in a line with mine and allowing me this time to come on and speak with yourselves. It's lovely. He is giving me that space to do so, and it's lovely to be able to come on here and join you. I am also grateful for the weekend and having family time with Paul, and you know that family time is so precious to so many families out there. You know, even during lockdown, where I know things are a bit different for some families, but a lot of people are still working, and therefore the weekends are still very precious, especially when you have little ones. You know, if you're out at work all week, it's lovely to be able to have time with the family, with your little ones, watching them grow up. So I'm very, very grateful for every moment that Paul gets to be at home as a family and we spend family time together. And the third thing I'm grateful for today is my health. My health, as Flint is getting older and stronger and heavier, I'm no fitness queen, and I'm not, you know, in top the greatest health that any human being could possibly be in, but I am a lot healthier and stronger than I used to be, which I am very, very grateful for. Now I'm carrying around a little one, so you know, I still have to adapt things and change things, but and it is sometimes difficult for me to hold him for a long period of time, and perhaps I can't hold him for the same amount of time as someone else would be able to, but that's where you adapt and you find new ways, and you know, you could always be grateful for things could always be worse. And had, you know, if this was me having a child 5-6 years ago, you know, I would have been in a lot of a worse situation with my back. So I'm very, very grateful for my health. So let me know what your gratitude lists are. Let me know what you're grateful for in the world right now, in your life. Maybe like me, you're grateful that you're getting 5 minutes break while your child's having a little nap. Maybe you're grateful for I don't know, maybe you're grateful for TV and putting your kids in front of the TV every now and then. Perhaps you're grateful for arts and crafts and distraction techniques for your kids. Let me know what it is that you're grateful for, and what tips and stuff you can give other mums and dads and parents out there, so that we can all be grateful, even more grateful for our children and our lives and our family time. So on Friday I asked you all to think about what makes you happy, what can you do, small little bits that bring you joy, that make you happy in life. For me, the easiest and quickest way to ground myself and find happiness and joy and release the stress of daily life is to go to the woods and be out in nature. And so yeah, actually that's what I did on Friday after our live. I went to the woods with Flint, except this time it was obviously wrong time of day. You know, Flint just wasn't feeling it. Normally Flint is like me. He loves the woods, he loves nature. He's always, well, I say always, up until now, he's 99% of the time more calmer outside, and he loves nature. He follows in my footsteps. But yeah, Friday it was completely different. As soon as we got to the woods, he did not want to be there. As a result, I didn't take as long in the woods as I would have liked to. I cut the walk short, but that's okay. You know, that's where expectations come in. Expectations do cause unhappiness at times. If you expect to be, if I had expected to be in the woods for an hour, whatever, and expected Flint to be okay with that, then I could have been really unhappy that when he did got grizzly and crying, and you know, that would have caused me stress and frustration and anxiety. But actually, by just being free and going with the flow and taking it as it is, living in the now, you know, I got to go to the woods, I got to be in nature. Yes, it wasn't for as long as I would have liked to, but that's okay. I was soothing my child, and not every day can be how we want it, and it's how we deal with those situations that determine whether we have stress in our life or not. And even more so with kids, you know, we have to find tools and ways to manage our stress and manage our expectations on situations, so that we can remain in a higher frequency and vibration, and ultimately remain happier, and a sense of joy in our life. So yes, thank you. Thanks to me not having expectations of that, afternoon walk, I was able to let it just be. You know, we came home early. As soon as we left the woods, Flint seemed fine. I don't know if it was just, maybe it was teething, maybe it was tiredness. Actually I feel it was just the energies of the wood that day were just too much for him. He clearly didn't like something about the woods, and as soon as we left he was fine again, and that's fine. That won't deter me from going again. It just means that he is a baby, he is a child, he can be oversensitive to energy and environments around him, as every baby and child is, and we just have to respect that, and we have to be mindful of where we go and what we do and how that impacts him. And even though certainly, obviously, Flint's only young still, so he can't communicate as well as those of you that might have older toddlers and that, but we have to be mindful of how they're feeling and what they're going through. It's not just have a baby and they've got to work around you. That you've got to understand them on some level and understand how they're feeling. So yeah, thanks to living in the now and being okay with that and understanding that, we came home and finished our walk quicker than normal, and we came home and still had a lovely afternoon. But had I have not been in that mindset, then that could have really upset me and stressed me out. But I didn't allow it to, because I always have the choice of how I react to any situation, as do we all. We all have that choice of being able to let something annoy us or not. So I'd like to know what you did. What did you get up to over the weekend? Did you do anything that brought you joy and happiness, even for 5 minutes, even half an hour? I'd love to know if you actually gave yourself that time to bring happiness into your life. For me, it was a bit of a milestone weekend. Flint turned 6 months old, which is crazy. Cannot believe that he's been on this earth plane for 6 months now, and that I've been a mother for 6 months. That's just absolutely crazy. It reminds us how short life is, how quickly time disappears and how precious it is. And it reminded me that every moment is magical, and to enjoy every moment with Flint. And that's something we all really need to remember when we are having bad days, when things aren't as amazing as we'd like them to be. When our kids are screaming and crying and tears running down their face, and you're trying to cook the dinner, or run out getting everyone ready to get out the door, and things aren't quite right. We have to just remember how precious life is, how precious time is, and we blink and they've grown up so quick. And actually, even in the days of crying and tantrums, we should enjoy that. It's easier said than done, and I'm not saying it's easy, but if we just try to remember how precious this time is, and enjoy and be grateful for the fact that we have a child at all. Yes, they might be grizzling right now, but if we can stay grateful for the fact that we actually have a child and that they're grizzling, we get to experience that. We get to experience the yin and yang, the light and darkness. Yes, we have happy times with a child, but to really appreciate that, when we have bad times, it makes us appreciate the good times even better. And when they are crying, when they are grizzly, I just remind myself that there are a lot of people out there who would love to have a child. They would love to have a screaming child, in their life, because they desperately want that child. And if you look at it from that point of view, you can still be grateful even on a bad day. There's always something to be grateful for, no matter how bad a day might seem. There's a lot of people who would give a lot to be in the situation that we're in, and be lucky enough to have children. So yes, a lot coming up for me this weekend around Flint turning 6 months old, and we will get him on alive. We will, now he's turned 6 months, I will attempt to get him on the live one day. I don't know when. If that's something you'd like to see, then let me know, but I'm hoping for that, setting that intention for this week at some point. We'll have a special guest and Flint will be on the live with me. How successful it will be, I'm not sure, but we will see. So I just want to round up now and say thank you very much for watching, thank you very much for joining. Do comment below or comment in the private group Love Like True Family. It is a private closed group, and therefore all of your comments and posts remain private within the group. They're not public. Your friends and family can't find it on Facebook. The only people that can see it are those who are in the group. So feel free to post in there your gratitude lists and your happiness lists. What did you get up to over the weekend? What did you do to enjoy your weekend just that little bit more? So thank you very much for joining me, and post those lists. Love to hear from you. Be absolutely nice to share and see what everyone's up to. And if you're feeling down, reach out, let us know. We can all be there for each other. So until next time, take care.